everybody, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Just when you thought Southern Tier was over, we're going right back to it, since I've done two pretty big end IPAs. This is a Southern Tier, they're fairly new, came out in April. The 2X IPA, the double IPA, that's a clever name. It says brewed with 4 varieties of hops and 3 types of malts. Doesn't say which ones, but that's okay. I forget the ABV on this. I think it's 8.3%. I'll look that up just to be sure. No other real description. So I'm just going to dive right into this. And instead of using the tulip glass, we're going to use the Southern Tier tumbler. I haven't used a tumbler in a long time, at least not for an IPA. Well, I could smell it as soon as I popped the cap, and, you know, as great of appearance as that is, like, I have to comment on the aroma first. It's like peach, tangerine, orange, flowers. It's a little dry, similar to the Big End West Coast, like Stone Ruination smelled a lot like this. Or this smells like that, whatever. There's also kind of like a perfumey kind of sweet scent in there. Very, 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 very great aroma. I'd probably give that a 4.5 or 5 out of 5 on aroma on Beer Advocate. As for appearance, it's actually surprisingly clear for a double IPA. I mean, like, there's some haze in there, but otherwise, you know, I guess they went all out to filter this. Only got about a 1-finger head. It's, you know, it's like white, off-white, foamy, but looks like it's going to stick around. I didn't pour it nearly as aggressive as I usually do. So, no further ado, let's get into this. Yeah. It does remind me a little bit of their regular IPA, which is more like an English style IPA instead of American style, where it's more balanced. You definitely get that here. There's no hop bite, but it's definitely a bitterness, a citrusy, juicy kind of flavor, with like a kind of iced tea flavor on the finish. I've noticed that in a few other beers. Yeah, it's bitter up front and kind of sweet through the middle, and then bitter again on the finish. You know, I'm getting citrus and tea leaves. It's a very interesting combination. I wish more brewers would use that kind of tea leaf kind of taste. You know, it gives it a nice, you know, earthiness. Some people might call it grassiness. I always see people use the word grassy to describe a beer, but I've never really used that. It's pretty refreshing. It's actually surprisingly kind of flat, like as far as like the mouthfeel. Like I would not call this crisp. It's not thick. It's not thin. It's perfectly like right there in the middle. It has a lot of energy though, as when it's in your mouth. The hops don't linger here, which is nice. Like there's definitely as soon as you finish it, immediately there's like a strong dry bitterness. But it fades away quickly. So I'm going to take some time with this one and we'll come back to my final thoughts. Alright, here's the part where I tell you I'm back and the name of the beer. I'm back, Southern Tier 2X IPA. Really like this beer, but it's not like, you know, the best beer ever. It actually drinks more like a single IPA. You know, you do not taste or feel that 8.3% ABV at all. It's, you know, because it's so soft, it's not very intense in the mouthfeel. It's not super robust either. You know, it's like, there's definite bitterness, but it's not like ridiculous bitterness. And which is, and it's also nice because it doesn't dry you out like the Stone Ruination does in other beers of that style. This is like, you know, it's actually dangerously drinkable too. I mean, this beer, it's one of the few relatively big beers that comes in 6-packs instead of 4-packs. And I think a 6-pack is like, you know, $10 or something. You could even like, you know, session this sort of, you know, or like maybe have like 1 or 2 at dinner, or, you know, maybe just like kill a bottle or 2 over like a 2-hour period. I mean, I probably wouldn't drink more than that, but you know, it's nice that it's like it can be that big and be that drinkable, you know, without getting obnoxious or anything. So I'm gonna go 8 out of 10 for the Southern Tier 2X IPA. Very good beer, really drinkable, and great bang for the buck too. So if you see a 6-pack of it, pick it up. Definitely a good beer to have with dinner. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Review. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.